Note from the webinar and the attachments, they're all different treatment methods, which proves the impossible. Think, save your own lives. Professional development. That's good. Record this. Is Angie Alan Choi around? Yes, Angie, you might. I took the OPA's Naloxone training twice. There was 2 different versions of it. And I can't get an answer. They're teaching the people, the person's comatose, hypoventilatory, cyanotic, Cheyne-Stokes respiration, meiosis, and in the instructions. Oh yeah, sure. It's Gary Thompson. Gary Thompson, Thompson. No, well, the modules came out several years ago. The second module was with Maria Zhang. She's a pharmacist with Canadian KMH. And the instructions, the protocol was to give naloxone, then chest compressions only, and then more naloxone, more chest compressions only. The second module said either give rescue breathing or chest compressions only and naloxone. Are you a pharmacist yourself, Angie? It's to do with the protocol. Yeah, I'm wondering why chest compressions only. Yeah. Right. Yeah. 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 Do you want to take my email address and my I haven't paid up. I don't know if my account's still available. Can you check? Yeah. Yeah, so if you type in my email, you'll see if I'm still on record. That's correct. Oh, I didn't know I was still on. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. No, well, there was a coroner's inquest that lasted 6 weeks. Bradley Chapman. It ended December 2018. I was there. The recommendation from the jury was do not deny respiratory assist to anyone, including non-drug overdoses. Anyone comatose, right? Right. Yeah, I took both modules, yeah. Take home naloxone, that's right. Yeah, yeah, especially with those signs, you know. And Dr. Barbara Yaffe, she's the Associate Medical Officer of Health for the province. And Mayor John Tory held a press conference in January 2017 and said it's rescue breathing is the most important part for an opiate overdose. Health Canada removed rescue breathing from their protocols September 2018. Yeah, all the same signs and symptoms, and then deny rescue breathing, and they're handing out wallet cards to Canadian citizens. This is laypersons. I'm concerned because they've taught millions of laypersons to deny respiratory assist and give cardiac compressions. Cardiac compressions only for someone that's died from an asphyxial cardiac arrest isn't going to do anything. They'll need advanced cardiac life support methods, and the prognosis is very poor. Yeah, you know, it's not a cardiac arrest from heart disease. Thank you. And you have my phone number along with the email? Thank you. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. You have a great day, Angie. Nice talking to you. Bye-bye.
Okay, good evening everyone, and welcome to the webinar. Today's presentation topic is Take Up Naloxone in Community Pharmacist Part 2. My name is Alan Choi. I am the Professional Development Pharmacist at OPA. A few housekeeping items to start. You should be able to see the PowerPoint slide on your screen. If not, please send me a message in the chat box on the right side. And please note that we have muted all lines, so please type your questions in the chat box so that the speaker can address them after the presentation.
To highlight, and I think this is probably the most frequently used written handout or written insert that can be found in the Naloxone kit. So this is actually like a very small cue card size handout that's included in take-home Naloxone kits that are available from most vendors. And what I want to highlight to you is that you need to double check that your Naloxone kit have all the content that it needs to have, but also that its written information is consistent with provincial standards. So what I mean by that is this Save Me acronym is from British Columbia, and in BC and out west, where a lot of these kits are actually assembled and shipped to Ontario, their protocol for, or the short version of their protocol to respond to an opioid overdose is actually different than what's in Ontario. And for your information, the main difference is how much emphasis we put on providing rescue breath. So as of April 2017, this is a release that was publicized by the Ministry of Health, but also the Ontario College of Pharmacists, where the injectable naloxone kits that we provide through pharmacies no longer require the rescue breathing barrier. And at KMH, we still provide the rescue breathing barrier because maybe there are people who are trained in CPR and feel comfortable in providing rescue breath. Why shouldn't they have the protective equipment they could benefit from? But we are very clear in our instructions to the people receiving the naloxone that, ideally you provide full CPR if the person's unresponsive. But if not, then you can feel free to provide chest compression. because, for most people who don't know CPR, chest compressions are easier to do, and they don't have the ick factor of, putting your mouth on someone else's mouth. And the Ontario Chief Medical Officer of Health has indicated that providing compression-only CPR is preferred over rescue breaths if the person is not fully trained and comfortable in providing a full CPR. So basically, if the person is comfortable and is trained in full CPR to provide rescue breaths and chest compression, great. They should have all the resources available for them to do that. But if they're not, then chest compression generally are. The golden rule is that if someone's unconscious, you call 911. The only difference when it comes to opioid overdose is that in case it's an opioid overdose, you can give them naloxone. But really, the same principles of standard first aid and CPR still apply here as well. So this is what I meant here. So this is from Thompson Health, and this is their 5 steps to save a life. And I think this is a very useful written handout to actually provide to patients, because this is local, this is Ontario, and it tells people a step-by-step graphic process as to how to respond to an overdose. So shouting and shaking the person to see if they are responsive. If they're not, again, the most important thing in all of this is to call 911. In case it is an opioid overdose, you can provide them with naloxone if you suspect that. And you can see half of that diagram is the intranasal formulation, and the other half is where to inject the ampule or the vial of naloxone if the person has the injection. So at this point, I would like to open the floor to any questions that you may have.
Sorry, Maria. There's a technical issue with the chat box right now. I don't have chat box open right now. I can't open it. So if you have a question, then please forward your email. Any participant here have a question, then please forward your emails to education@opatoday.com. We'll try to answer your questions in a timely manner. And in the subject line, please type take on naloxone so we can address them. So we have to end the presentation here due to technical difficulties. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you, Alan. Thanks for everyone who joined us online.
Slides from part 1 of the OPA's webinar. Michelle Clayman was the presenter. She's an emergency physician. You couldn't get into medical school not knowing those signs prove you're alive. Could be any of the hundreds of causes of breathing emergency, and you don't be giving them chest compressions. This is the Center for Addiction and Mental Health protocol where Maria Zhang works. Chest compressions. Wrong. It's a breathing emergencies. This is from the webinar. This is the full instructions, which she left out the most important part. Keep breathing for them. Breathing emergencies. Keep breathing. More breathing. More breathing. That's what's the problem is. That's why the doctors call them breathing emergencies. There's hundreds of causes of it. This is New Brunswick. Down here, lighted. Other remedies may actually be harmful, of course. Taught millions of people the worst possible thing, and they're following orders. It was the doctors and the nurses that started the Holocaust in Nazi Germany. They started killing disabled children first, and then they went after everybody else. These people are killing doctors too, following orders. Let's kill doctors. They're killing everyone. Read the comment box. Think. Use your brain.